But I do think that one great thing about Silicon Valley is that failure is not a big stigma. So it's like if you try hard and it doesn't work out, that's okay. Like you can learn from that and do another company, and it's not a big deal. And I think that's really one of the great things about Silicon Valley.
We often hear about overnight success stories, splashy headlines, sudden wealth, and seemingly effortless achievement. But behind every millionaire's spotlight moment is something far less glamorous, yet infinitely more powerful. A meticulously crafted, daily routine. These individuals aren't simply lucky or working harder than the rest. They've mastered the art of winning the day, again and again. This isn't just about money. True success is about living with intention, designing a life where time serves you, not the other way around. Millionaires don't just chase goals. They engineer environments where excellence becomes inevitable. They protect their energy like it's gold, cut out distractions like toxins, and move through each day with a sense of purpose that's impossible to fake. Here's the big question. What if the real secret to extraordinary success isn't in what these high achievers do, but in how they structure their time? What if the difference between a scattered life and a legendary one is simply how you plan your 24 hours? Now, imagine this. You wake up with complete clarity. No guesswork, no overwhelm, just focused action, deep purpose, and unstoppable momentum. That's not a fantasy, it's the daily reality for the world's top performers. In this video, we're going to unlock their exact blueprint, their hidden strategies, their daily rituals that most never see, but that make all the difference. This is the unseen formula, and today, it's yours. Success isn't chaotic. It's carefully designed, day by day, choice by choice. Millionaires don't wake up wondering what to do next. They don't scroll, snooze, or stumble into their mornings. They orchestrate their day with intention. Every hour has a purpose. Every task is placed, not guessed. This clarity is their quiet superpower. In a world drowning in noise and distractions, they build mental fortresses, systems that eliminate decision fatigue and focus their energy where it matters most. As Aristotle said, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Planning isn't a to-do list, it's a ritual of excellence. It's how they make sure their habits align with their vision. And the magic, it's not in grand gestures. It's in small, deliberate wins. Daily actions that seem insignificant, reading for 30 minutes, writing a note of gratitude, hitting the gym, stack up. Over time, these tiny efforts explode into extraordinary outcomes. James Clear's Atomic Habits nails it. A mere 1% improvement each day compounds into 37 times better results in a year. One vote at a time, they become the kind of person who wins without needing to shout about it. Take Warren Buffett, for example. He's not chasing the market, he waits. Patiently, strategically. He makes just a few key decisions a year, but they're deeply intentional. It's not about doing more. It's about doing what matters most, consistently. But there's one thing all millionaires protect more fiercely than their money. Time. You can lose money and make it back. You can rebuild your reputation. But time, once it's spent, it's gone forever. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, warned us long ago. It's not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. That truth still echoes loudly today. That's why millionaires say no more than they say yes. That's why they guard their calendars like treasure maps. Because they know their life is nothing more than how they spend their hours. Long before the world starts demanding their attention, millionaires are already in motion, not in chaos, but in quiet, deliberate control. They understand that the first hour of the day isn't just another 60 minutes, it's the launch pad. It's sacred. This is when they win the day before it even begins. While most people reach for their phones, the successful reach inward, centering themselves with routines that sharpen the mind, strengthen the body, and set a clear direction. Hal Elrod's The Miracle Morning popularized this idea with the SAVERS routine: silence, affirmations, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing. It's not just a checklist, it's a personal reset. Oprah Winfrey, for example, begins her day with meditation and movement, rituals she credits for her clarity and emotional strength. This is not a luxury, it's a discipline. Millionaires craft non-negotiable habits into their mornings like clockwork. They start with mindfulness or meditation, not to escape the world, but to enter it with clarity. In that silence, they tap into intention. Then comes movement, whether it's a brisk walk, a weight session, or yoga. Science confirms what they already know. Morning exercise lifts your mood and sharpens your thinking for the entire day. But it doesn't stop there. They feed their minds with new ideas, often through reading. Think of Bill Gates, who reads daily, knowing that every book, every insight, compounds into a sharper edge. Finally, they revisit their goals. They don't drift into the day, they drive it. Millionaires know exactly what matters most, and they put it first, before emails, before meetings, before the world can pull them off course. The Millionaire Morning isn't about productivity hacks. It's about taking ownership of your time, your mind, and your mission. When you command the first hour, you don't just set a tone, you set a standard. And that one choice to lead your morning instead of letting it lead you changes everything. Millionaires don't just work harder, they work smarter, deeper, and with laser focus. In a world addicted to distraction, they've discovered a rare superpower: uninterrupted focus. It's not about doing more, it's about doing what matters, without interruption. This is what Cal Newport calls deep work. The ability to dive into a single, cognitively demanding task with full attention. No multitasking, no email checking, just pure creation and problem solving. It's how breakthroughs happen. It's how legacies are built. Take Elon Musk. His days aren't chaotic. They're carved into focused blocks using a method called time boxing. He often works in 5-minute increments, assigning each task a precise window. Why? Because time, when boxed in with purpose, becomes exponentially more powerful. He doesn't leave space for distractions, he engineers momentum. But it's not just about staying busy. Millionaires constantly ask one powerful question: what's the one thing that, if done today, will make everything else easier or unnecessary? That's the heartbeat of Gary Keller's book, The One Thing. It's the 80-20 rule in action, focusing on the small fraction of tasks that deliver the biggest impact. Stephen Covey said it best: the main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. Millionaires don't drown in busy work, they laser in on the needle movers. And here's the paradox: those who perform at the highest levels don't work non-stop. They rest strategically. They take intentional breaks to recharge and refocus. Research shows we're not wired for endless output. The Pomodoro technique, 25 minutes of deep work followed by a 5-minute break, isn't just a productivity hack. It mirrors our brain's natural rhythms. Elite performers, whether in business or sport, manage energy, not just time. Millionaires understand that focus is finite and burnout is real. So they protect their energy like a priceless asset. They schedule breaks, walk away from screens, and build recovery into their day, because that's what sustains long-term success. They don't rely on willpower. They rely on structure, on systems, on strategy. Because at the end of the day, it's not about how long you work. It's about how deeply you focus, how strategically you act, and how deliberately you rest. Millionaires don't just fill their calendars, they leverage every minute. That means if something doesn't move the needle, it doesn't make the cut. And nowhere is this more evident than in how they approach meetings. There's no room for vague discussions or endless back and forths. Every meeting has a purpose, a clear agenda, a defined problem, and a decision that needs to be made. Never have a meeting unless there's a problem to solve or a decision to make, says Apple CEO Tim Cook. That's not just a quote, it's a philosophy. Millionaires don't meet to talk. They meet to solve problems. But success isn't built alone. Millionaires also invest strategically in relationships. Networking isn't some accidental byproduct of their social life. It's an intentional habit. They surround themselves with thinkers, doers, mentors, and innovators who challenge their vision and expand their reach. Richard Branson, founder of the Virgin Group, often says his biggest breakthroughs didn't happen in isolation. They happened through collaboration. Every conversation is a potential catalyst. Every connection, a seed for future opportunity. And through it all, one trait ties it together: a relentless commitment to lifelong learning. Millionaires know that in a fast-moving world, yesterday's knowledge becomes today's limitation. So they read, they listen, they ask questions. Top CEOs dig into industry reports, attend conferences, and seek out mentorship. They don't chase trends. They study patterns. They don't just keep up, they stay ahead. This is how they leverage time, not by squeezing in more tasks, but by making smarter choices. Ruthless clarity in meetings, deep intention in relationships, and a daily pursuit of knowledge that compounds in value. Because at the highest level, success isn't just about doing, it's about learning faster, connecting deeper, and deciding better than the rest. Millionaires don't stumble into a good tomorrow, they build it the night before. While most people end their day by collapsing into bed or scrolling into numbness, the successful do something different. They pause, they reflect, they ask powerful questions. What did I accomplish today? What did I learn? Where did I fall short? This isn't self-criticism, it's self-mastery. It's not about being perfect, it's about being a little better than yesterday. But reflection isn't the only goal. Recharging is just as sacred. Millionaires know that success without sustainability leads straight to burnout. So, they disconnect with intention, shifting from high-performance mode into human mode. Family dinners, time with loved ones, hobbies, even something as simple as washing the dishes. Yes, Jeff Bezos swears by it. Become moments of quiet renewal. These small rituals create space for creativity to return and stress to release. And then, before the day ends, they plant the seeds for tomorrow. They plan, not vaguely, but with crystal clarity. Following David Allen's Getting Things Done framework, they empty their mind of loose ends, capture open tasks, and prioritize the next day's top goals. This simple act removes the mental clutter that robs most people of sleep, and it gives them a head start before the sun even rises. Because they understand, tomorrow begins tonight. So they don't leave their next move to chance. They script it. They close each day with intention, celebrating small wins, restoring their energy, and preparing to wake up already in motion. That's not routine. That's the rhythm of mastery. Behind every planner, calendar, and to-do list lies something deeper, a mindset. Because tactics alone won't change your life. But your mindset? That's where everything begins. At the core is discipline. Not the kind that shows up when you feel like it, but the kind that shows up even when you don't. Jim Rohn said it best. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Millionaires don't wait for motivation. They build systems that carry them through the tough days. They follow the plan, not the mood. But life isn't linear. That's why adaptability matters just as much. Millionaires know how to pivot without losing direction. When things go wrong, and they do, they don't crumble. They adjust. They regroup. As Dwight Eisenhower once said, plans are nothing. Planning is everything. The process is the power, not the rigidity. And underneath it all, gratitude. A deep, daily appreciation for the journey, not just the destination. Science backs this up. Gratitude rewires the brain for resilience and optimism. When you focus on what's working, you amplify it. When you focus on what's missing, you shrink your vision. Millionaires choose perspective. They practice positivity, not because life is perfect, but because they are preparing for greatness. They also live in the long game. While others chase the next quick fix or dopamine hit, they play for legacy. They say no to distractions because they've said a big yes to their future. Their daily choices reflect a 10-year vision, not a 10-minute craving. So, what have we uncovered? From sacred morning rituals to focused deep work, from intentional networking to thoughtful reflection at night, it's all part of a greater design. A daily rhythm that millions dream of, but only the intentional build. And now, the question shifts to you. This isn't just theory. It's a practical, repeatable framework. One step at a time, one day at a time. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. Just start. Design tomorrow, tonight. Protect your mornings. Focus on one thing. Reflect with purpose. The choice is yours. Will you let your days happen to you, or will you design them for maximum success? Start today. Your future self will thank you.